All right, GPK Foundation America coordinated this global live journalist conference, and here is Priya Saman, moderator of this conference today. I'm Somnath Grimire, President of GPK Foundation America. We welcome you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Priya Saman, and I'm honored to be moderating this panel. This is not a new topic, but one that gains more relevance during the time of global crisis and during a time which everyone battles with the recovery from the pandemic we are currently facing today. While the world lacked preparedness on the handling of Corona crisis, fake news about Corona became a second pandemic. Fake news is not a new thing. It's been a part of our history for a very long time. It was also known as yellow journalism. It became a widely used term during the 2016 US presidential campaign. Today, while the world is facing the crisis, WHO has labeled the spread of fake news as an outbreak, as an infodemic. With that, I would like to open this panel with Honorable Sujata Koiralaji, who is a former Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister of Nepal. Sujata ji, thank you very much for joining us from Nepal. Next question is to Andrea. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us from Spain.
Thank you so much for having me.
So what measure is your country taking in implementing laws and rules and initiatives to counter the false news? And as a journalist, how are you supporting those efforts?
Well, first of all, let me thank you again, because it's a privilege to be able to participate today here in this conference with all of you. Well, in Spain, in my country, the mass media are divided by their political ideologies, and they alter the information in a way that does not harm their personal interest. There is no neutrality on Spanish journalism, just as there is no neutrality in our government. Now they are trying to establish new censorships using fake news as a pretext, since everything that comes to light does not favor them, is categorized just in fake news. And I believe it's not so complicated to identify a fake news, since fake news are created with the interest of manipulating the masses. They are always written with the objective of generating fear, causing vulnerability. And everything is left uncertain without clarifying any position or a scenario, and always causing a void, always favoring only one sector, and there are always loose ends. I consider that a defect in Spanish journalism is that it's loaded with sensationalism. And this takes away their credibility when it comes to giving news. So I personally support much more the independent journalists of my countries, the journalists who go on their own by pure vocation and who are not limited when it comes to exposing a new story. These journalists practically depend on the internet platforms to make themselves known, and they are frequently being censored and cataloged like fake news, ignoring their sources. The sources who are the most important thing we should be looking at when it's about recognizing fake news. And these independent journalists, they are not supported by any economic sector. They are not financially supported by any political party or private companies or organizations. So what is needed is neutral and reliable journalism. That's very necessary, and not only in Spain, I believe in all over the world, because we have to be very aware of what is generating the news when we are giving them.
Thank you, Nidhi. So Andrea, what's your take on this?
Well, just like the other panelists have said before, I absolutely agree with them. But I believe that first we need to ask ourselves, what is the root of every fake news? Like, why people do even do this? There's always a reason behind. There's an interest there, whether it's money, economical money, as others have said, economical reasons, or the control of the masses. What kind of impact do you want to make on the people? Because as I stated earlier, we must use discernment to identify the fake news and be able to observe that there are always loose ends. In what way technology has contributed a lot in bringing many truths to the surface and reaching every part of the world, because now even the poorest countries have internet connection. But as the other panelists said before, maybe it's the human abuse of technology and not technology the problem, because it's wonderful the fact that everybody can get the information, but what are we doing with it? I believe that we should promote more awareness, because the fact that anyone can use this technology puts fake news on everyone's mouth. And I do not see technology as a threat, but I do see the risk. And as soon as something becomes public, everybody assumes that it's true. Just because it's public, it gets to be true. So more consciousness and prudence should be promoted to combat fake news. Invite people to question everything. Even when we are writing something, always invite people to think twice. They must question everything, because nowadays you cannot trust any source. Now anything is reliable as it used to be in the past. So that's basically everything.